and let me, so I can pull it straight in as possible. So one of the things that we have to really be careful of when we're putting auger in is because this line is so close to the wall, if I try to put auger in here, I'm gonna bend this auger. There's just no possible way because of the wall that I can put this auger in here. So my two choices are take a 10-foot section off, remove that, and put the auger into that 10-foot section. Sometimes, or with the section removed, put the auger in up there. Sometimes you have enough room that you can swing the line over, and if you have somebody hold the line, now we can once again put it in straight without the wall being in the way. This is the way we're going to do it here. So, a couple things that you have to watch when you're pushing auger in is I'm standing back here pushing auger, and if I start pushing, you can see that I get an arch or a bend in the auger, and it does not take much to bend an auger. It's made to have support of the tube. So I want to make sure that I stay in close as I'm pushing the auger in. Personally, I like to stand like this because I know that I'm pulling it straight in and I have better control. There's a lot of parts of installing equipment in a barn that are go, ram as fast as you can. We got to make money. We got to get this thing done. Pushing auger in is not one of them. We want to make sure we take our time and do the job right, or you'll have a disaster when you try to run feet down through the line. So, Valco always recommends pulling an auger into the line. Obviously, when you're pulling with a rope, the chances of kinking it or bowing it or bending it by shoving it in are almost non-existent because you're pulling it with a rope. However, that takes a lot of extra work, fishing a tape down through, pulling a rope through, and then pulling it. So most people just end up pushing it in. It can be done. You have to be very, very careful pushing it in, making sure that you keep everything straight, that you're not putting extra torque or tension by shoving it in. So we're against the other end. We're against the drive. So we're going to go hook up the drive end, and then we'll come back and we'll stretch the auger and fasten the anchor bearing here. touching. Right before it touches, tighten it. Don't want to over tighten that. Twist it off just a small. Okay, one of you guys could hold the bead line out away here, and another one grab a hold of the auger. Okay, so we've attached the auger to the drive end already. Now we're going to find the relaxed position. In order to find a relaxed position, I'm just going to pull the auger. So there's where it's at its relaxed position. And now it's time to stretch the auger. So what I'm going to do, I like to use a pair of needle nose vice grips, and if a pair of needle nose vice grips, when I clamp the auger, it reaches completely across the tube and catches 2 points on the tube instead of just one. And by doing that, you tend to damage the end of the tube a little bit less. So I'm going to mark with my finger. I'm going to mark where the relaxed position is. So I'm marking right here at the end of the tube, and now we're going to pull it out about 2 feet or something like that, so that I can then just hold it, and I'm going to clamp it. Okay. So with this particular line, we're going to take out 18 inches. Flashing across your screen is going to be the amount per 100 feet that you would want to take out for your application. So we are going to take out 18 inches, which means I am going to cut my line right here. I'm going to have to pull that out just a little bit more. Hang on a second. Let me mark it. Need about 5 inches or so yet. There we go. Okay. Okay, so now here's my mark. So I'm going to cut the auger. Cut. I'm just going to trim the burr off a little bit so my anchor bearing slides in nice and easy. Anchor bearing that's obviously it's been already used, so it already has the cap on it. I'm going to thread this in. Once again, I'm going to go in against, then I'm going to spin it out just slightly. I'm going to use a 3/16 Allen wrench. And I'm going to tighten that up. Now I can put the auger back in. You take the vice grips off. Ready? Back on. I want this snug, but I do not want this over tight. just going to snug it up. This is a 1/2 inch.